exploring a little bit more. I don't think you'll ever get away from people reacting to what either impressed them or what didn't, basically, because we're human beings and we come away with a sense of, yeah, that really meant something to me, or, well, no, what was that about, you know, so.
May I ask, what would help you to keep the focus on,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
on God's, on our adoration, rather than?
I don't have the answer either. I just have 3 kids who come and have varying degrees of willingness to sit still for an hour and either listen and don't get into trouble, whereby which they keep all their digital games and toys, but they haven't really gained anything. They
Right.
haven't appreciated it. They haven't connected with it. And what an opportunity to redirect every time you hear one of those comments about, you know, we need more of this or less of that, to say, no.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
not about what you're taking from service, it's what you're offering back to God.
Right.
And
Well,
it would be, you know, if we have to come to church every week, we ought to get that message every week
yeah, right.
that we're not quite getting.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and one that I will relay too.
I don't have any specific.
Part of it is maturity,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Maturity has a lot to do with it. Physical maturity, child, you know, sitting in worship for an hour. Some of it is spiritual maturity. And that comes from being exposed regularly to people who are maybe acting as spiritual buddies. You know, I'm a great believer in mentoring and having spiritual leaders. You know, pastors can't be everywhere, bottom line. And we try very hard, but we just can't. And so having a spiritual buddy system, whether it's a prayer partner, somebody who's kind of discipling, you know, along the way, very important. Yeah.
He's brought up a really good point that I might actually act on later. I was at the school, taught at the school here for many, many, many years, and they had chapel buddies. When they come to chapel, our older 7th and 8th grade students are buddies to the younger ones. So it might be a thought here to have our senior group buddies too. That's just a good thought that he's brought up,
Yeah.
that the school already does. That might be something to think about here.
Yeah. I'm gonna relay all these comments, by the way. I mean, no names attached. I'm just gonna put out hey, this is what came up in the class, and, you know, is there a way to, yeah.
I was thinking about the word discipleship, which came up during your lecture, and part of that discipleship is that perseverance. And I think when you're bringing your kids every Sunday, they go to a vacation Bible school, you have your family prayers, those are things that are a real spiritual formation. So even though kids might not be paying attention, I certainly don't remember any of the sermons when I grew up, and I left the church for a while. But then there comes that point in your life, either you have small children or you're getting older, where you do come back to the church because of what your parents did in their discipleship and mentoring and responsibility to God, to you. And so even though they may not be paying attention now, we don't always know in the future what will happen. And as you were speaking, I was also thinking about, there's a book by Barbara Taylor Brown, An Altar in the World, and she talks about worshiping everywhere, that everywhere you are, God is. And so there's that sense of individual worship to God, and how do we bring that to our collective worship, and what individual responsibility do we take in that collective worship as we've grown through our individual worship.
Right. There's a story about dating back to the Middle Ages where as the cathedrals were built, this is legend, but as the cathedrals, the great fortresses and whatever were built as a place for people to come and gather, they were dark, very brutally dark, very cold, very, picture Scotland, cold, rainy, and the priest would, when the cathedrals were built, would hand out lanterns. And some of this may be truth and some of it may be legend, but they would hand lanterns out to each member of the congregation. If you weren't there, it was very dark for everybody else. You literally brought your light into collective worship. So, in the same way, we're carrying that light that comes as we individually worship. We're bringing that light into the worship service.
I don't know if this is connected with what you're saying, because when I sing hymns at home, and the reason is like when I sing during service, it changes me. Like I feel the with suddenly mystery, it's joy filled out and coming out, and I couldn't stop, so I go home and when I know the tunes and I can really sing from the heart out, and that's more powerful.
Yeah.
But if I don't know those tunes, but for me, like every week it's new song. And once in a while, I get the chance that, and then I get excited, and then I sing. So then I go internet, go home, and then I learn. I sing over and over because I loved it. And so like you say, each one has a light, and when we sing together, when we worship together, it's powerful. And God's presence is powerful. So, and I suddenly thinking, when I sing by myself, and then when I sing during worship, it's like so powerful, like so impact me, and it's so, I cannot stop singing and all that, So that was a beautiful, beautiful saying that you saying that each person has a language and it lightens up more brightly, right? Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So you've all been wonderfully quiet, including my granddaughter. This is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Who got, she and her family attended another church in Newbury Park, and she came with us last Sunday, and she got so excited to hear my name, mentioned that I was going to be teaching. She said, I want to come to the class.
But
so
I want to say,
she'll be asking me all kinds of questions later, I can promise.
That's okay.
Good.
the things from the beginning you just explained, like all the things that you read and explained. It was so beautiful, so powerful. But I didn't have, you went so fast, I didn't have time to meditate, to take it in. I was easy to follow.
So at 11, I'll slow down. I was afraid of losing my voice.
So how can I do that? I want what you say today.
I can make
That's
this available to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Here. Yes, oh yes, and I have, as part of the Reformation 500 birthday party, you can think of this either as a party favor or a diploma for this morning, but my granddaughter Sarah is gonna hand out little things for you to take home. I designed a crossword puzzle for you.
Oh, good.
On worship.
Oh.
So
Thank
I
you.
have, in that bag, I have a limited number of sheets that have the words that I have actually used on the crossword puzzle.
Oh,
So you're welcome to have one of those if you'd like, just ask her.
Did you prepare all by yourself?
Cheat sheet, yeah, huh?
Did you spend time and prepare all this by yourself?
Yeah. Just for you,
thank you very
just for
much.
you.
And you should give me your email address so they can.
Yeah.
They can ask for the presentation,
Yeah,
yes.
Me?
No, just, she'll give you her email address.
Oh.
You send her an email and then she'll send it.
so I can send the presentation to anybody who would like it.
So, I have a question about, aren't all the presentations, I would hope, because I haven't looked honestly, at ascensionlutheran.com? No?
Well, they're being recorded. They're being
This
recorded.
one-
You can review it.
At the church's
church
website?
website.
Okay, good.
It'll be on YouTube, this
Yes.
particular one will be on
Be on
YouTube.
YouTube, oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I didn't send
But
that.
if you would like the,
It's sound and it's fast.
It's on
yeah.
Facebook
Yeah.
too.
if you would
It's
like,
on Facebook
if
too?
if you would
Okay.
like the,
On
if you would like the
church.
printed,
Gotcha.
if you would like the printed
Uh-huh.
material,
I can do that?
yeah, I'll give it to you. Just email me. Do you have email?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you my email address and, or you give me yours and I'll email it to you. Anybody who wants it, I'll be happy to.
Can you teach Bible study too?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Regularly.
Regularly, yeah.
Regularly? Whatever you want.
Can you come to my house?
Come to your house.
You want to have a place now?
Mentoring.
Yeah, mentoring. You want to start a Bible study? We'll talk.
I'm sorry, we have to excuse ourselves, we
Yes.
have another event to go to.
It's 10:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have another takeaway. We talk a lot about your priesthood servanthood, and I think you can see that.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, I can't
work.
see,
You said something
6 months ago.
that I think that you're teaching is that
I at night, I can't, unless I'm with somebody, and I mention it to the president of Howard, and then one of the gals who goes here
Yeah,
was the secretary to the
it does.
first director,
It does. That's empowering.
chairman of the music department.
You're welcome, Cecil.
Her daughter is Suzanne Hopkins, who's
Hang
on,
with Papa, because he's going to direct you where your mother's going to pick you up.
are you skipping?
Yes, I'm Norwegian.
I'm sorry I went so fast.
Oh, my grandmother was born in Oslo. Her
Oh,
parents
yeah.
are from the Lillehammer area, and then my grandfather is from the
Oh,
Frosmo
yes.
area.
Yes.
We were,
Red
I
flag.
answered something on Facebook.
There's a story behind that.
I'm sure there is.
There's a story behind
All
that.
we know about her is her name was Judy Olson from way up in
Wow,
Baldwin.
so glad you were never my teacher.
No.
You had a red pen?
No.
Uh,
I taught
the
an
individual,
online, 2 classes of beginning
Minneapolis,
novelists.
my niece lives up there, my sister lives right there, so it's
And,
town.
and
Can we
so,
get together?
as soon as I
And a
click
gal
on, for the class,
came in,
somebody would,
I ended up
uh-oh, here comes red.
saying,
Red.
welcome, we were the missing link, welcome from your California
Here's my
cousin.
Oh my
You
God.
would send me what you did
So
today.
I will.
she
appreciate it.
came in,
Thank
and I
you very
told her
much.
what everybody
Oh,
in our
Thank you.
branch did
Thank
for a
you.
living.
Sure.
If you give me your email
She
address,
came in with packets and gave a presentation
Okay.
that one would give to an honor society history teachers. Okay, my sister, there are 3 of us who
Thank you, Pastor.
agree, so
Bye-bye.
my sister's
Bye.
the 4th and
Thank
5th.
you.
She didn't make it, heard her daughter said, Mom, this is getting real scary.
It's
The
in there.
toilet, so,
It doesn't matter
this-
uppercase or lowercase?
I don't look like anybody in the family who has a collective
Everything
degree, so we
here.
both have degrees in
Mine is
history. She
spelled
got
in.
the secondary job. I said there weren't jobs in secondary. And it, through her, we discovered
Oh.
our,
6.
my great grandmother was really not Julia Olson. Her real name was Guri Eslek's daughter of the old
Okay, I'll make
tradition.
sure I get the
Yes,
stuff to you.
yes.
And the cousins who had done the research, and I think family history must have been,
Oh, that's
I'm
what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
from the way she formatted her senior paper
MS,
for
red
history.
pen.
Wow.
In the degree, and, she, and, you know, we
I mean, whenever I,
my sister said,
whenever I
there's a
ask,
complete stranger,
you
I
always say,
think God did it
sure.
once.
I can,
Who looks like
give
you,
you,
sounds
Bible
like
study.
you.
Do you mean it
You
or
acted
joke?
like the same
No,
computer
I
running
mean
the
it,
same
but
program,
you have to go through
charging
your
each other's
pastors to set it up.
batteries.
I'm not one of your
So
pastors.
she said, not
So,
only did I find
you
a
know,
relative,
if you
I
want-
found
I have to talk to
because
Pastor
the
Kim.
following
Yeah.
year, we saw the area.
If you say yes, you are ready.
And I'm thinking,
ready,
all the
right?
I'll
questions
do Bible
that
study
my
for you.
Once
mother
a week
had,
in the church somewhere.
I answered these like, okay, here's the list.
Daytime probably, it depends what day, yeah, but generally I can do that.
One of my older brothers
Yeah, we study the
is
Bible
the kind
together.
of physician with letters around it.
Yeah.
And he took a
Oh,
double
so much
major at
to
UCLA, got
You-
biology,
I
got
mean,
into
I saw you.
med school history because all the
Right.
grades in history were at UCLA at the time. So he would be hearing what I was
I preached
doing
last Lent,
and was looking,
I did one of them.
Causes
services.
and
I
then
preached
I'd
it at
asked
Christmas
Teresa,
service.
you know, tell me
And
about,
and,
what is,
Pastor
do you
James
see
was
any
asked
medical
to
issues? She
do
said,
more
there's so
preaching and
many
teaching
holes.
with Pastor Paul.
And, yes, and, in the family, okay.
Just
found a line of
met him.
holes.
You know, I mean,
And then I just
oh,
asked
is he
my
really?
brother,
Okay.
are there certain, we know the Native
Oh, wow.
Americans don't have the
It's really
gene to
something.
process
Yeah. Yeah.
what, you know, just, it was saturated with that.
And you-
Talk about
research
you had a
was
short
fortunately coming up with, and
Oh, good.
he said, we know
Oh my
it
goodness,
runs
nothing
in
but traveling?
families, okay,
Nothing but
therefore is
traveling.
there a DNA gene?
Oh.
Good for them.
Don't
Has
have the
already
answer
forgot
yet.
all the scriptures.
And then they'll get back to me every so often, so, okay. Submitting your DNA
Well, thank you,
is
buddy.
really becoming, they're getting little databases,
Yes.
and they're
God
finding
bless
out
you with a wonderful
exponentially.
husband.
Yes,
More-
my technical support, yes.
Well, look
Yeah.
at Angela
I'm
Jolie when
low-tech.
she
I
was
don't do
saying,
I do
and she had the money to
You know, there are
invest.
all kinds
Uh,
of
hey,
husbands, you know,
folks,
some husbands,
There are
you know,
markers,
yeah, oppressing
and that's
all
relative.
kinds.
Relatively new, and the markers even got a name.
You are
You
the
know,
backbone.
it's like
Yes,
every
yes.
6
Otherwise, she
months
cannot
of all
do
the walks that the women
freely,
do.
spiritually
That
freely,
money
and
adds up
physically
because
freely.
you're paying the grocery bill and the
You will
rent
have a golden-
for these researchers.
Oh, thank you.
And,
Thank
he
you
said
so
it-
much.
It's amazing, you know, this is not very much, the $10, well, 10 with 1,000 people.
All of a sudden,
Yes, so, that was really interesting, I think from this, his historical standpoint, why and how does it fit in to American
Finish up
history?
your donut.
That seemed to be
My mom
my,
will be
I don't have
outside
kids of my
momentarily.
own, but my grandnieces, and it said, I said, just tell me what you're studying.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
gotta
that
take
the
Sarah out.
family, your relatives, you know,
Be
you
back in.
say, tell me the stage setting and you become the actor or actress. As a teenager, that's their language.
yeah.
So,
I wish I had had someone to share family history. My grandmother died when I was 7, and my grandfather passed away when I was 3. And then my dad didn't know all
I'll
of
be
the
right back
history,
soon.
and at the time, I wasn't interested, and he's passed away now, so.
well, my grandmother taught us how to play nice and share our toys. And we crack up, remember the sheet that she put the, and so we go into automatic, and one of the cousins, he's the oldest son of my late cousin, said, I see this name, now who is she? Oh, she's okay, a little, of course she's a teacher, what else could she be? And so we sort of work together, this is just, if you're Jorgensen, this is automatic, and you're Jorgensen and a teacher, okay, it's like you're preset. And Then when I moving into the community, okay, now you're in a Scandinavian community, translation, okay? And, you know, get a bunch of teachers, we identify goals and assign assignments. But my cousin had lived in Poway. My grandfather was city engineer in San Diego at one time. Both my mom and my grandmother was born in 1880, swam San Diego Bay.
Oh my gosh.
Grandma got to a private alcove, took off her tennis shoe skirt and hat, and so she was swimming in leotard and tights. And Grandma marched for women's suffrage through Balboa Park.
Oh my gosh.
You know, getting all of these pictures together and the documentation. They have the march every year, but they don't have a picture of, and I don't expect to see Grandma out there, but they don't have a picture of these women marching. Now somebody has it, a picture in a book with one of the research documents, but Grandma remembers Mission Valley, heavy rains being just flooded with water.
We had that this year, but there's more buildings, and in fact, where the mall is now, the whole bottom floor of the parking lot completely flooded. I mean, it was over the height of the cars.
Well, my grandmother's dad, he was a tinsmith, worked on the metal portions of the cabinets in the old Hotel Valley.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and she had to support her family, and she could type as fast as a person could talk, so she went over to Bisbee, Arizona, and typed mining claims and sent the money home. But she met my grandfather. She said nobody left town unengaged or unmarried unless they wanted to. And she chose from the 25, either the 24-year-old engineers or the 26, and she wanted somebody a little more mature. So that's how the Scandinavian ethnicity, but learning their story of immigration and that, you know, and you start with just one generation at a time,
Right.
and move back and who has what and what happened to the family picture.